I'm quite worried going into this project because I've heard and seen in a lot of forums that the Troopy's headliner is the most painful thing to actually get off. Like if you go to pull it off, the foam just stays to the roof. Even if you get the foam off, there's that much glue still attached to the top. So I am pretty worried that this is going to be an absolute disaster where I'm sitting on just cleaning the roof for like 6 hours straight. Previous owner did say that this has been in hail. It has had some hailstone repairs on the roof, and by the looks of it, the back of the original paneling looks darker to the front. I'm hoping that the people that did the repairs cleaned up the roof for me. Now that they're off, hopefully this is just going to pull off and reveal a perfectly cleaned roof. I don't have high hopes for that, but here we go. And big reveal. Ta-da! It looks like I got really lucky and the guys that did do the repairs ended up cleaning the roof. There was still a fair bit of glue left on there, so I tried to use a burnishing machine. That didn't really work very well, so I gave up pretty quick, and I ended up just using a wax and grease remover with a sponge just to try to get as much as I could and to clean that roof off, just so I have the cleanest possible surface to stick to. And then I got a spray can just to cover up a few areas where the paint was actually pretty thin. The sound deadener that I'm going to be using is the Underdog sound deadener. You might be going, hey, why don't you use some good quality stuff like Car Builders or something like that? Well, the funny thing was I actually searched the Underdog ABN number and it actually came up linked to Car Builders, and they have the same address. So this is pretty much Car Builders stuff for half the price. Like, it is actually half the price compared to Car Builders stuff. The funny thing was, on the Underdog website, it says that it comes from the same factory as the bigger brands. So as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty much as good as the Car Builders stuff. With that out the way, I'm going to be doing full coverage with the sound deadening sheets in the front. That way you sort of get the most value for money, considering you're going to be at the front the whole time. This is before, and this is after. Massive difference. And with the sound deadening sheets further back, I'm just going to equally space these apart, because you definitely don't need these covering the whole roof unless you really want to go overkill. The main use of these sheets is just to absorb that chinginess, and to absorb that you don't actually need to be full coverage. You can just have it spaced out like this. So now that the sound deadening is done, we're going to move on to the insulation. This is Car Builders 10mm van liner. Now, I could have ordered this through their website, but it was about $40 shipping. So I then decided to look around to see if any stores actually had it in stock. No stores had it in stock near my area. So what I found out is that Super Cheap Auto actually had this listed on their website, but it was a special order. So they still needed to order it in. The really cool thing about that is it didn't cost anything for shipping. So I got this pretty much dropped off at my nearest Super Cheap Auto, and I didn't need to pay for the shipping. So save 40 bucks for these two rolls, which is awesome. The reason why I'm going to be putting this 10mm foam over the sound deadener is it will help absorb some noise. So especially like wind noise running along the top, it should absorb that. Most importantly, it's going to help insulate the entire roof. So when you're sleeping in the back, it's going to stop all that heat from coming through. And when you're driving around with the aircon on, this is a lot of space to try to keep cool, and this should help immensely. With a van liner, they recommend adding some adhesive to it if it is going to be on the roof. I've just got some contact adhesive from Bunnings. It comes in a 1 litre can. It's about $35, and this goes a lot further than the little spray cans that you can buy. To help with the install, I've actually cut the van liner into smaller squares. Don't worry, you won't see the line anyway, because there is that third layer that's going to be going on top. The insulation's all finished, looking nice and shiny. I've left it for about a day just to make sure it's adhered properly to the roof before I put on the third layer. Now for the third layer I had two options. I had one from Car Builders and one from Bunnings. The one from Car Builders is a 3mm sort of a fabric material that's meant for your roof. The other one, which is a 6mm car carpet, which it did say in the listing it's meant for your roof, but I'm not too sure because it is pretty heavy. I've decided to go with the thicker stuff because I'm hoping that should absorb the sound in the interior of the car a lot better, considering it's double the thickness. In saying that though, I haven't used the Car Builders material before, so it's really just me guessing which will be better, which usually thicker should be better. I needed about 3 meters of it, which works out to be somewhere about $150-ish, and that is about $20 more expensive than the Car Builder stuff. So for the sake of an extra 3 mil, $20 more, I think that's pretty worth it. Somehow the original headliner survived me taking it off the roof, so I'm just using that as a template just for the most difficult part at the front. With the headliner, because it was pretty spongy, the good old paintbrush and adhesive really didn't work very well on this. As you can see, I didn't get full coverage. For this part, I would recommend just getting the spray can adhesives. Due to this being a very difficult panel to actually wedge in, I decided just to get some spray adhesive that I actually had in the shed. It's only half full. I really should have tried to get a full one before attempting this, just to make sure it did actually stick to the roof, because this is going to last quite a while and I really don't want to redo this. I tried to make the panel pieces as small as possible. That's why they're cut into 3 different sections. That way they are by far a lot easier to put in rather than one massive piece. And you won't see the lines because I've actually lined up where the ribs will go, and that will cover the line. It'll look like one continuous piece. Yeah. Before I put the supports back on the roof, one thing to note if you are wanting to do something like this is that these supports do hold flush with the roof, so if you put stuff on like what I've done, it will drop it down, in this case 16 mil away from the roof. So that means most likely I'm going to need to do some customization, or if I get lucky it might actually be squishy enough to push it in and actually still fit perfectly. So I haven't tried this yet, so we'll find out what happens. The rib piece does actually lock into place, but because it is so far down, I can't actually screw the bolts back in. So what I have decided to do is use a drill just to re-drill the holes, and that way I'll just put the bolt in that spot. And it should be pretty much the same, you won't be able to tell. With the next rib piece, I didn't want to make the same mistake. I'm going to cut out that 10mm bit of foam in the top, and hopefully they will give enough space for the rib to actually sit in. I should have done this in the first place and just not even put the foam in that section, but I was being lazy and decided to take the risk. Now that all these top supports are in, I've come across another problem. Because this is so thick, these pieces that go on here don't fit anymore. I'm going to just cut the very back, sort of round it out until it fits. Now how does the roof sound? That's pretty tingy, and that just is a nice thud, so it's absorbing all the noise. Even when I'm talking now, it's made a huge difference. All this top layer is just absorbing all the noise. It's not giving me an echo at all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.